Yo, what's good? You know what it is. It's Monday. It's your boy Diesel. So today, I just want to talk to you about paying attention. Pay attention to the things that people say, but then the things that they don't say. And part of the reason you have to pay attention is because if you're not looking for ill will or ill intentions, it's very easy to hide. And sometimes the people it's coming from are people who will seem like they have your best interest at heart, or like they're actually your friend, or like they actually care about you, right? And so this is something I had to learn just because I've always been so friendly and so open. And I've always just assumed that anything that I do, other people could do as well, right? And so sometimes people will give you compliments or admiration, and secretly they're envious and jealous. And so the problem is that envy and jealousy are two very dangerous things. If you look in the Bible, it drove Cain and Abel to have their disagreement. You feel me? And one of them ended up. And then if you look at what's his name, Aesop and his brother, he literally was trying to steal the man's birthright, right? Just because he wanted to be more like him. And it wasn't even anything that the people were doing themselves with Cain and Abel. Abel wasn't walking around comparing himself to Cain. It's just in other people's eyes what they were doing wasn't seen as equal. And the one who wanted to be equal got jealous, got envious, and became dangerous, right? And so sometimes this can look like somebody just always saying, "Oh, I wish," and saying something about your life they wish for themselves, right? And sometimes it's purely admiration. So, like a one time thing, okay, cool, noted. But if three, four, five times this person has said, "Oh, I wish I had your job," or "I wish I had your clothes," or "your sense of style," like, especially when it's things that aren't hard to get. Like when people say things like, "Oh, you always dress so nice. I wish I could dress like you." Like, there are a million and five stores. You can easily ask me where I shop. We can go shopping together, right? You're not trying to get like me at all. You're just calling out the fact that you feel like there's a separation or a difference, right? And so the reason why this is dangerous is because at a certain point, the person might get tired of looking up to you and decide to bring you down, right? I have to bring you down to the level that I feel like I'm on, right? Or I feel inferior. So I have to prove to you, or prove to both of us. They're proving to themselves by showing it to you where they feel like you're inferior at, right? And also just paying attention to the things that people say. If it's someone who is familiar enough with you to know things that you've already done, things you've excelled at, and like where your strengths are, but then they start saying, "Oh yeah, you're not really good at that," or "You've never really been good at that one," or "You can get better at this." Like if someone's trying to critique your negatives and tell you places where you have to improve, and they don't compliment you on the things you're good at, that means they're paying attention to all the things that you're negative at, so they could try and highlight your negatives because they feel like you're at such a high level that we're going to have to bring you down. And the easiest way to bring you down is just to call out all the places you fall short at and all the places you fail at, right? And this is actually kind of funny because if you're someone like me who's able to look at your shortcomings and your failures and just head on address it and say, "You know what, you're right. I could have done that better, or I could improve that." Or if you're already working on improving it or doing it better, now it's like I'm already aware and I'm working on making that part better. So now they're even more upset because you already know you had a weakness, so you're making it into a strength. Like, so pretty much I'm just telling you, just pay attention to the things that people say and be careful about support that you get that's not actually support. If someone is paying more attention to your wins and your successes than you are, while also comparing them to either other people. I know somebody who did X, Y, and Z in this amount of time, or I know somebody who didn't even have to do that in order to get to that level. And it's like, cool. Are you planning on introducing us so we can swap ideas? Are you planning on teaching me how to skip this step? Or are you just letting me know that the way that I'm doing it isn't the only way or the best way? Which is again fine, but if you're going to bring it up for a reason. Don't just bring it up to let me know what I'm not doing or what I should be doing or what I could be doing. Because in my head, you're just trying to show me that I don't know it without teaching me. And so I don't think I know everything, but I don't like talking about meaningless information either. So like you just pointing out the fact that somebody else did something is just like, cool, I'll acknowledge it. Now what? You just wanted to let me know that, because what? You feel me? And so it's just because if people feel either self-conscious or inferior, they don't like that feeling. And the quickest way in their head to make themselves feel less inferior is to prove that you're inferior, actually, and then just to get you to doubt yourself. But don't do that. And if you're actually confident in yourself and you know who you are, it's not even going to bother you that much. You might be confused for a while. You might even get in your feelings or start thinking that you need to do things better or differently. But if that's the case, it's just going to drive you to your own self improvement, which is just going to make that person even more sick. So, really, ultimately, there's nothing you can do unless you want to stop being the best version of you or start looking at yourself through other people's lenses, which is something I definitely do not recommend. People's lenses are distorted. I'm going to look at you however I look at myself. And if I don't have a good light of myself, I'm not going to have a good light and opinion of you, right? That's crazy as fuck. So yeah, just pay attention, be aware. Any time someone says, I wish I could do that, or I wish I was like you, or you always do this, or like you're always so well dressed, or you're always well put together, you always know what to say, like stuff like that, and they're not just strictly saying, hey, I appreciate this aspect about you, but they're bringing it up, just be a little wary around that person is all I'm going to say. You don't have to necessarily cut the relationship or change how you interact. Just pay more attention to the things that they're paying attention to and the things that they say about you, good and negative, right? So diesel out. Hope you have a good week. Set the pace for your week today on Monday. Do all the things that you need to get done. Make a list, make a schedule, make a plan of action for the week, and make a checklist and see what you get done. Check it off. If you don't do something, put it on for next week, right? Stick to the task, complete the task, finish the task. We don't quit. We're not quitters. Even if we get diverted a little bit, we still coming back to it. If it's on the list, it's gonna happen. You feel me? Write it down and make it plain. Amen. Ashe.